roll call, Smiley, Camel,
Here.
and Murphy here. Number 4, approve the minutes of last meeting, August 8th, 2022. Any additions or corrections?
I don't have any.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, number 5, approve the warrants and claims.
Is that on Shelley? Yep, I'll move we do that.
I'll second that.
I'm in a meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
Say aye, Tom.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay. All right, discussion of possible action regarding the road crossing permit for Target.
It's in D3, 1/24/13 to 6/24. Right now,
You know about this, John?
No.
13, and it's natural gas, Targa. I take $500.
Must be going
Board. Yeah.
Here's a map.
Southeast, 24 north, 13 west. Over by Alfalfa County, 224 to section 1. And going into Alfalfa County, section 6. So it's on the county line there somewhere, obviously. Isn't that how you would read that right there?
Yeah, I think it is right there. And
It's right by it, but I thought you
Yeah,
told me it
probably.
was crossing over in section 1 still.
This is 2510, which is 510 really. That's the
Right.
county line. South of east-west 290. I don't know what junction that east-west would be.
Whatever, do you maintain the road?
I must, there. Must be over there north of that gas plant west of Carmen.
That
You know,
newest one that.
Yeah, it's gotta be over around that somewhere because I take care of 2 miles south and then
Okay.
Alfalfa County takes care of everything south of there.
It looks like
I
it
do
moves on
north of
angle.
there.
Goes into
But that's a
county.
motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I need to sign now.
Is it stamped?
Yeah, here.
Oh.
They drilled a well
I remember
maybe
when
about
that
6
road
months
was-
ago or so,
That
right
road
there to
was
the
set.
west of that gas plant, and that's probably something to do with it.
Okay, approve, disapprove monthly reports for the following: election board and the sheriff.
Got it?
got it.
I move to do so.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, number 8, discussion of possible action regarding the letters of support for the Bridge Investment Program, VIP, grant applications for CDA. And I guess here's our letter of support.
We
And
just need to accept that.
yes,
I move we do so.
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, you motioned, right?
What's that?
You motioned?
Yes,
Don't
yes.
Second.
Yeah, I
Okay.
Mojo left. Yes, I did, man.
Number 9, discussion of possible action regarding the transfer of funds for D2 CBIR to the ETR fund for payment amount of $10,000. I'll make a motion for that.
Sign 1, 2, 3 places.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
This is the bottom. And number 10, discussion of possible action regarding the resolution to approve participation in Jameson, Oklahoma subdivision opiate settlement agreement.
Yeah, they sent a resolution, so we need to put that through.
That was the deal, we approved being part of this
Yeah, a year ago.
class action deal, and so,
Still going on, deal. Getting some kind of payment.
well, I think that's probably what's happened, the payment deal, and wanted to know, they have to be sure everybody's still,
I say we're still in, right?
yeah,
So move.
Second.
all in favor.
Aye.
Number 11, discussion of possible action regarding the temporary easement with Gene Snare for gravel at $1 per yard.
I move to approve that.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's the one out here at home.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 12, motion to enter into executive session pursuant to 25 OS 307.C11 for the discussion regarding the letter received from OPHW and options for legal counsel.
So move.
I'll second that.
We won't be too long around. The public session, David made it, I seconded it, we all voted in favor of it, so we're gonna go on to number 14, executive session minutes, compliance report.
Yes, and we went in at 10:08 and came out at 10:17, and we only discussed the items on the agenda.
Okay. So, that being said, we will move on to number 15, discussion of possible action regarding matters discussed in the executive session pertaining to the letter received from OPHW and options for legal counsel.
So move.
Well, you,
That's what
a
I got.
motion
To go back.
to allow Shelley and
Yeah,
Amy
sure,
and
yeah.
I to meet with
research, yeah.
attorneys.
Yeah.
So we don't have to have agenda meetings to meet to determine what legal course or even for that matter, what attorneys we want to use.
I make that motion that there's 3 people.
Okay. You second that, David?
Yes.
You good? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any new business?
I visited with Charlie Bird on the senior citizens.
Okay.
They're looking at a couple options, but he's waiting on a air conditioned heating guy. They want to set those on the ground. I told him it'd have to be set on racks. I told him we can build the racks to cut some cost, but they have to peel that back so much at a time because there's 3 or 4 layers of roofing in there. And he thinks from the back of the building, maybe to 60, 80 feet in there. That's all gonna have to be redone completely.
Okay.
The front of the building, maybe, we'll see, he said, but his only concern or major concern was the walls, whether they're heavy enough to handle those rooms. Which he thought once they got it off, they could look how those beams are setting and everything. But he was asking me, and I don't know how to answer him. He was wanting to know if it'd be possible if they could do it a section at a time, so they don't have the whole roof open at one time. That means seam system would have to be closed completely at one time.
Even if he did it by sections, or is he
Well,
trying
the
to?
first section would have to be closed for sure. After he got the first section done, he thought they could operate out the back door, with the exception of there won't be no heat and air until we have the whole building done.
That's any
How long
time
is Yeah.
estimate?
He said until they get
Yeah.
tearing into it, he said, I can't tell you. And I mean,
Well, that's gonna make it hard to even get a bid,
Yeah.
if
so,
they have to tear it out to determine what they gotta do.
well, he said, once we get the first section out, that'll be pretty cut and dry, probably what they have to do the rest of it.
Well, I know, but
Yeah.
how are we gonna bid it?
Right.
We're gonna, you know.
And he said if there wasn't so many layers of roofing, you'd know, but he said you gotta get all that out, start taking it down layer by layer, and if it's rotten all the way to the bottom, then you gotta take it all out. If you get down 2 layers and find that it's good, then you're,
Has he mentioned what type of roof, what's he proposing?
he wants to put like a 30 by 60, or, like pitch shorter one way than the other. And he explained that to me, but he's open for us to do it.
No, I'm okay with that. So he's gonna make part of the roof run towards the street and
Well,
half to gutter it and
That's the
come
way I
out one side.
understood it, yeah. Maybe the shorter part toward the back,
Okay.
or,
Or vice
right.
versa, yeah. Well, my question would be,
And like I said about he's definitely against putting that stuff back up on the roof.
yeah. Well, I guess in the
He's in the
meantime,
process of layering it back to get
Right,
more information though,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
they've been in there,
And they're going.
They
they're
can't
gonna get
tell
more,
from
right?
Yeah,
about the
they-
beams down
yeah,
below.
they can't until they get dug down into them. And he said pretty much the only way to, either gonna have to go beam to beam, or just start taking it out.
Seeing what's bad and what's not, huh?
We know 2 beams are bad, for sure.
Got it. Well, here's my deal, and I'm sure he's checked the codes. The only question I've got is the water coming off the front? They're gonna, if he bees it both ways.
Right.
And then here's what happens, if you got water running off that roof in the winter time, that ice, that
The only
water
thing-
creates on the sidewalk.
About
In the
just
shade.
about one pitch was, you'd have to get it pretty high to get.
Right, yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of fall.
Right.
I mean, you gotta have a certain amount of fall for that long roof.
Yeah, and you wish, I mean, and if you pitched it, you'd have it toward the back if it's one roof. Well, then that puts everything coming off right on top of your air conditioning units, unless you built the top over them also, which that would be.
Well, I don't know why they couldn't go on that east side.
Well, they could, I forgot about that, yeah.
And not, I don't
Right.
know if you want them back there on the alley anyway
Right.
to get ran into and damaged.
Right,
True.
yeah, you're right about that, right. I keep forgetting about that.
I mean, that would be,
Right.
I'd rather have them on that east side.
And he told me to, he said even him bid it would be a challenge to bid it.
Well, I can believe that. I just don't know what we gotta have to have it some way where we have a competitive
Right.
bidding deal.
Right. But
So I don't
told
know
him,
about the
well,
tearing off deal. I mean,
I
you know
mean,
what
well,
I'm
my
saying.
deal was like, give us an idea of a couple different ways
Right.
to go about it, and then we can decide
Yeah,
amongst
Which
us which
direction,
one,
yeah.
yeah,
which one we choose. And, you know, I mean, I guess if we find something and bid it, and somebody else has a, you know, I mean, and he said there's people better equipped as far as big companies, you know, that have more manpower and more, but get them to come out and do something.
Well, we may be back to the point, we may have to need to get that engineer, that architect, or what,
Right.
that I had there and looked at it. And we're gonna have to have somebody spec this. deal.
Right.
And they're gonna have to know what they can and can't do, and this and that. So somebody's accountable for something
Right.
to make it work, be
Right.
accountable
Say-
for it to work when
right.
it's done, because I'm not, you know, or
I don't have a clue, yeah.
We're gonna have to put a good roof on it though, and it just,
right,
it's gonna cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
regardless.
right. But we need to do it right, what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that to get that, I'll see if I can get back in contact with the gentleman that came and looked at it once before. He thought those beams up front were good, that had some water
And that-
damage.
That's what Charlie was thinking,
Yeah.
probably the front end, with the exception of the roof, is probably gonna be okay.
But I think we need somebody that's gonna be accountable at the end of the day.
Right.
And we need something to go out for bids on, and it's not tear it off and,
Pick a little out,
Yeah.
the whole kind
Yeah.
of deal, yeah.
cause we
What we
can't,
got,
we
this
gotta
is-
be able to make an educated decision, and we're gonna have to depend on somebody educated enough to tell us what's right, you know? And I
Right.
mean, I'm not throwing Charlie under the bus,
No,
but
I think he's, I mean, I think he's, I mean,
He
I
looked
think
at the problem, and I think, it's probably
he'd
a
like
little
to,
bigger.
he'd like to be able to bid on it at some point.
Right,
I don't think he's gonna be,
yeah,
Capable of it. with
well,
the
I think he
manpower
can
and
do
all
it,
that.
but probably
right.
not as fast
Well, the fact of it is what he's gonna have to see
as, right.
what's there, and we're gonna have to depend on somebody to tell us what's there and what's
Right.
gonna have to be there when we're done. I mean, when they finish, not tear it off and then decide.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that extends stuff,
Fix it.
things too far. So, anyway, okay. Anything else under new business?
Started chipping sealing today, so see how that
Okay,
goes.
that's good. All right, number 17, approve, disapprove blanket purchase order.
I move we approve those.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Number 18, motion to adjourn.
I can make that one.
All right.
So moved.